Today guys, I wanted to talk to you about one thing that I really want to see updated in the next GTA game. If I were to take a plane and drop it from the sky and let it crash into the ground, take a look at how it explodes. First it hits the ground, and really not much happens, but then the explosion occurs, the wings fall off, a couple other pieces fall around, but the entire body of the plane is perfectly fine. It looks like there was no damage done to it whatsoever, and it seems like every single one of the passengers would have survived. Obviously, the only true damage is done to the cockpit. You can see it's completely destroyed, and it's clear that's where the explosion occurred. This is not realistic whatsoever. The same thing would then happen with vehicles. As you can see, that thing just landed straight on my head and is now falling off the roof of the observatory and then rolled down onto this mountain. You can see the vehicle looks literally perfect. There are no scratches on it. The only damage done is to the windows. The engine is smoking a little bit, and of course my blood is sitting on the roof. Now let's go ahead and blow it up. Obviously that's where some damage occurs. So now taking a look at it after it's been dropped from the sky and shot with an RPG, you can see the body of the vehicle and the frame itself are perfectly fine. There are a couple panels missing, like the front bumper and the front fender right here, but you can literally see some perfectly intact metallic paint on the hood of this vehicle. This is not realistic at all. Now let's jump into a game where things are extremely realistic. So we are now in a game known as BeamNG, where the crash effects are much more realistic. For example, we have this car right here, and by the way, the graphics are pretty damn nice too. Either way, let's take this car, drive down the road, we're going about 60 miles an hour, and then we crash into that pole. Take a look at what happens to the car. Literally a realistic result of what would happen if you did that in real life. Can the car still drive? Not really. Now, I'm not saying that Rockstar should make the crash effects exactly like that in the next GTA game. It should be somewhere in the middle from what it is now to something like that. Because obviously if you crashed like that in GTA, the car is completely totaled, you can't drive it, and a lot of people would probably get fairly annoyed, especially considering how much annoying stuff there is in the game. But it should definitely be a lot more realistic than how it is now. Like for example, even if I'm going very slow, we're going about 15 miles an hour here, and I crash into a tree, you can see there's some significant damage. In GTA 5, if you did this, there might not even be a scratch on your car. But then of course, if you go very fast, something like this is probably going to happen, where the entire car gets completely flattened. Like I said, it should not be exactly like this in the next GTA game, but it should definitely be better than it is now. Alright, we're back in GTA 5. Let's play out a similar scenario. We're driving down the road fairly slow here, and let's just crash into this pole. Let's see the damage done to the vehicle. The bumper is kinda dented a tiny bit, and a little bit of damage done to the grille. To prove this point even further, I turned up the acceleration a whole lot, and now we're just gonna drive until we crash. There we go. Massive crash, head-on collision. We are probably going at least 120 miles an hour. Body looks perfectly fine from this side. The front windshield is broken. That headlight is out. And the bumper got caved in a tiny bit more, a little bit more damage to the grille, and it looks like we got a scratch on the side of the car right here along with a broken passenger window. So what I had just done is installed a realistic damage mod for GTA 5. So let's go ahead and crash into this pole. You can see now, the front end is completely messed up. The rear end is also pretty messed up, since when I rolled down the hill, the rear of the car hit the ground first. Now obviously it's not flawless, but it is a lot better than how it currently is in GTA 5. Now in the next GTA game, this is how all cars would react to damage when you crash. Of course then, to bypass something like this, you would then go to the custom shop and install strong armor. Let's test this out again, but with 100% armor. So now that we have armor on the vehicle, we crash into this pole, and then we fall onto the rear again. You can see there is some damage done, but it's significantly reduced. To sum things up in the end, the damage in GTA 5 is not realistic. It should not be increased to the extent of how it would be in real life, but it should definitely be increased a little bit, so if you do end up crashing your car or crashing your plane, it doesn't look like a feather just landed on it. It actually looks like you crashed your vehicle.